Westjet 379, airborne contact Edmonton departures on 120.5, winds 330 at 5, clear for takeoff runway 02.
Clear for takeoff runway 02 and then contact airborne 120.5. Thanks for the coverage. Westjet 379 heavy.
You bet, thanks for flying. Suit 201, line up and wait, runway 02.
Line up and wait, runway 02, Suit 201.
Traffic.
Any early birds want to take a guess where we are?
Westjet 3754, hello, good day. Requesting IFR off the Toronto Information Oscar.
Westjet 3754, Edmonton Tower, hello. You're cleared to the Toronto Airport via the Gabit 1 departure, flight plan route. Depart runway 02, squawk 4025.
Westjet 3754, cleared off to Toronto via the Gabit 1 departure, runway 02, squawking 4025.
Westjet 3754, read back correct. Information Oscar's current. Push the start at your discretion. Give me a call and ready for taxi.
Local thanks, Westjet 3754.
Swoop 201, airborne contact Edmonton departures on 120.5, winds 330 at 5. You're clear for takeoff, runway 02.
Runway 02, clear for takeoff, departure on 120.5, Swoop 201.
17,600. Okay. Okay, APU on. Trim air for the APU on, so we can disconnect ground power.
Traffic.
Okay, let's see, did we do landing altitude in Vancouver? Probably we're gonna do a 26 left. Altitude is 7 feet, so 0 would be the most appropriate for the landing altitude. Okay. Alright, we've disconnected from ground. So we're pushing back at our own discretion. So okay, in which case we want to do before start checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. Fuel takeoff speed set. CDU completed. Rudder aileron trim free and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing. Well, it's a very short taxi today. We'll probably push back facing left, and then taxi via apron 1 and Papa Alpha to holding point runway 02. But we'll be told that. Anti-collision lights. Okay, we'll turn that on. Okay, so let's call for pushback.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
Another waste of time. Pushback facing left. Alright guys, I'm freeing you up from this timer 1 minute early. We are in Edmonton and
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
flying to Vancouver. There's ATC here. This is actually Northern Lights Edmonton.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin
Northern Lights
inserted.
Tuesdays, which is a focus on the Edmonton FIR. And but this time, instead of flying to Edmonton or within the Edmonton FIR, we're flying out of the Edmonton FIR to Vancouver. So it might be a bit quiet in Vancouver, but it's a really nice flight. Nice
Locking
mountainous scenery as we approach Vancouver. And we have 175 packs on board today. Our Flare 831. Flare 831 is actually a flight number for flights from Edmonton to
Edmonton Tower, Canada 4.
Edmonton Tower, good evening. Winds 330 at 5. You're clear
Release
to climb
parking
runway
brakes.
30.
parking brakes released.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
I think one of these WestJets is actually static scenery, but the other two are quote unquote real people in them. Okay, let's
on taxiway.
put the fuel tanks on.
On taxiway.
Lord knows how the APUs survive without fuel.
On taxiway. On taxiway.
And packs off for the start.
On taxiway. On taxiway. On taxiway. On taxiway. On taxiway.
Set parking brakes.
Parking brakes set.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Air Canada 4678, welcome to Edmonton. Where are you parking this evening? Air Canada 4678, gate 56 is currently occupied. Do you have an alternate?
Clear to start engines.
No, at your discretion.
Start engine number 2.
Air Canada 4678, taxi Alpha 4, Oscar, apron 1, your discretion.
Taxi Alpha 4, Oscar, apron. Air Canada 4678.
Ordering 21. Okay, fuel flow on. Okay, engine temp rising. N1 rising. No. Okay. Start engine number 1. Into 20.9%, motoring 21%. 100% fuel flow on.
Westjet 3754 requesting the de-icing pad at Papa.
Westjet 3754, de-ice facility 1, taxi
Engine
apron 1,
starts.
your discretion, stand
Engine
2,
2 on the
facility
bus.
1.
Engine 1
Roger,
on the bus.
taxi by apron 1 discretion into
Okay.
the apron, or into
Thanks.
the de-icing facility 1. Thank you,
Auto.
Westjet 3754.
Okay, your damper on. Switches normal. Crossfeed bright.
Edmonton Tower, Air Canada
Dim,
4678.
bright.
Thank you for your time.
Pumps on.
Air Canada 4678, you bet. Thanks for flying. Have a good night.
So we don't need the APU anymore. So APU bleed off, dual bleed off,
Tower, Air Canada
and
126L,
switch the
about
APUs
how
off.
far do you want to-
Start switches to continuous.
Air Canada 174, I have a route amendment. Advise ready to copy.
Emergency lights on.
Ready, copy.
Probe heat on.
Air Canada 174, you're
Anti-ice
cleared
will
to the
just
Toronto
bleed on.
airport via the Gabet 1 departure. Riley, Romeo, Yankee, Lima, Echo, Yankee,
Anti-collision lights
then
on.
Fudgy, Foxtrot, Uniform, Delta, Golf, Yankee, then
Zone
flight plan
temp.
route. Depart runway 02, squawk 4054.
Zone temp.
Okay, Roger, we're cleared to Toronto, Gabet 1, Riley,
47.
Fudgy, flight plan route 024054, Canada 174.
Air Canada 174, read back correct.
Sure.
Information
Yes,
Oscar's current, push and start at your discretion. Give me a call and ready for taxi.
Okay.
We'll go Canada 174.
Alright, flex 5. Test the controls. Full right. Full left. Forward. Back. Center. Right. Right. Taxi light on.
Fox 4 Edmonton Tower, good evening. You are cleared to the Prince Albert Airport via the Gabet 1 departure, flight plan route. Depart runway 02, squawk 4145.
Fox 4 is cleared to the Prince Albert Airport by the Gabet 1 departure.
That was at least 3 minutes ago, so
4145.
no, we were actually
Fox 4, read back correct. And thanks for Oscar, and you can call me holding short of Bravo for taxi.
Call short for taxi. Bravo. Box.
Tower Flare 831 is ready for taxi.
Flare 831, runway 02, altimeter 29097, taxi apron 1, your discretion. Oscar, Alpha, hold short runway 02.
Okay, apron 1 at my discretion, Oscar Alpha and runway 02, Flare 831. 29097, yeah. Okay, folks. Let's make this happen. Parking brakes off. It's saying Oscar. Okay, so that's this immediate one. left. Clear. Check right. Clear. Straight ahead.
Flare 831, airborne contact, Edmonton departures 120.5, winds 330 at 5. You're clear for takeoff runway 02.
Okay, clear for takeoff 02, and once airborne 120.5 for the departure, the departure. Flare 831.
Approaching 02.
All lights on. TARA mode on. Weather on.
On runway 02.
Okay. Get that departure frequency going. Oops. Okay, up to 40%.
knots.
Release forward pressure.
V1.
Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. One. Departure flare 831 is passing 4,800 for 6,000.
Flare 831, Edmonton departure, good day identified, left turn direct Andy on course, climb maintain 6,000.
Climb maintain 6,000 and left hand turn for Andy, flare 831.
And 461 traffic at your 12 o'clock is a departing 737, 3 miles. They are cleared to 6,000.
Roger, you have it check perfect. Can you confirm you are clear for the LSD lock?
And 46 negative, approach clearance pickup.
Oh, roger, thank you.
Aircraft 2,000 feet above us.
Flare 831, climb flight level 210.
Flight level 210, flare 831. 210, set. Let's get our heading.
Air Canada 46, descend 5,000.
5,000.
Set for Andy. Okay, after takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist, engine bleeds are on and PEX are on auto. Landing gear is up and flaps are up, no lights. After takeoff checklist completed. Well, not much use for these lights.
Air Canada 46, cleared the ILS runway 30, approach, lob T transition.
Clear for the ILS 30, approach the lob T transition.
Okay, it's not too bumpy. That looks out of the seats. Passing 12,800 or flight level 210. Okay, to take a look at our overall route. See, we get into some mountainous region here. And
Air Canada 46, contact Edmonton Tower 118.3.
if we have good visibility, we'll be able to
Thank you very much. I'll have a good night.
see those mountain ranges. Sure, good sight. Yeah, we'll be above the clouds shortly, and then we can turn our engine start switches to auto. And we'll do a fuel check at Andy.
Flare 831, contact Edmonton Center 135.025, good day.
135.
5.025, good day.
135. What was the second part?
135.025.
025. Flare 831. Good day.
Good day.
One 135 decimal 025. Okay, that's correct. Edmonton Center, good day. Flare 831 with you, climbing through flight level 180 for 210.
Flare 831, Edmonton, good evening, climb flight level 380.
Climb to flight level 380, Flare 831. 380 up there and 380 in the VNAV. And we're actually at optimal cruise altitude for a change. Barometers to standard. Andy coming up.
Flight 349, Edmonton arrivals now, 120.5. Thanks for flying. See ya.
Arrival 20.5. See ya.
Wow, we got a lot of extra fuel today. Although, I wonder what the plan was. Oh, I think we planned for runway 02. Okay, 9.9. Check it out. We have 500 pounds more fuel already at this point. But it was a very short taxi, so that helped out a lot. Okay, let's check out the destination airfield. Actually, do we have any en route ATC beyond Edmonton? Oh yes, we do. Look at that. We do have Vancouver Center, 133.7. And RNAV or visual runway 26 left. So we have prepared for a 26 left, which we prefer. We've got about 392 miles to go to Vancouver. Estimated landing time is 0325 Zulu, which is about an hour and 1 minute. Look, you can already see mountains ahead. Okay, let's plug in some of this stuff. Well, actually, let's configure the arrival for 26 left. So it should be ILS 26 left.
Runway 427, descend 14,000 for McMurray, altimeter 3008.
So we'll do the Cat 2. Okay. ILS is 110 decimal 7. And course is 263. Decision height. Not authorized, not authorized. Cat 2 ILS decision height is 107. So we'll make that 1 for us. Upward climb is in about 22 miles or so. 21 miles. Okay, engine starts to auto.
Canada 147 requesting descent. Air Canada 147, descend 14,000, Edmonton altimeter 2997. 14,000, 2997 right now.
Okay, duct pressure about 40, temperature about 21. And cabin altitude is about 8,000. The pressure is about 8.
Golf Alpha Golf Bravo at Center. Good evening. You're cleared to the Swift Current Airport via the Brooks Regional Airport. Flight planned route on departure. Climb on course 6,000 feet. Squawk 03.
Intercept is at 3,000 feet.
And Alpha Golf Bravo, read back is correct. There's no observed IFR traffic marking is on 122.8.
East approach.
Departure, contact me with
Is actually 4,800. So
there will also be a selection of goods available for purchase, and we can accept most credit cards, checks and
Intercept is at
cash.
3,000.
If there's
East
anything we
approach
can
is
do
at
to make your trip more
1536,
enjoyable,
one ready to
please
spend
don't hesitate to
14,000, Edmonton
Now
altitude
we'd like you to sit back,
2997.
relax, and enjoy the flight.
Edmonton Center is Air Can 144, ready to leave East Bay Icing Pad 1 for runway 17 left.
Air Canada 144, runway 17 left, altimeter 2984, taxi Bravo, Delta, hold short 17 left.
Parking, we
Bravo,
want
Delta, hold short 17 left, 2984, Air
15.
Canada 144.
15 or 14, 16, 17. Okay, let's take a look at the runway. a look at before we do that. When we are okay, NADP is when we cross over
Bravo 4, Edmonton Center, good evening, climb flight
to the
190.
Vancouver for. So it's that one that's coming in. Okay, let's review that. Initial point is booth.
Center, Canada 174, climb 210, direct
So
right.
booth, no constraints.
Canada 174, Edmonton Center, good evening, climb flight level 350.
And then
350.
VTEV is a potential holding point, which I'm sure we're not going to need. And then stave is the first point where we have a restriction, 230 knots, and we need to be between 9,200 and 12,000 feet. Then it's GoPad, we need to be at or above 9,000. And then MOGAS at or above 7,000. And then OBTOT at or above 5,000. And then saved. And that's already the first waypoint in our arrival. Go over to our approach. So we go to the approach plate and save. We should be at 3,000 feet. And actually we should be 3,000 and save, not up and above. So let's put that as 3,000. Save. Okay. And then the datum at 2030. Yep. And then landing. And then in the event of a missed approach, we climb to 420 feet, heading 263, which is straight ahead, runway heading. And then climb left turn to 2,000 feet, heading 233. And then we intercept outbound radio 283 from Vancouver VOR. Then climb to 3,000 to Georgia. Shuttle climb at Georgia to 4,800 before proceeding on course. Well, I'm going to say 3,000 is our missed approach altitude. Okay, now looking at once we're on the ground and Vancouver, we're going to be landing runway 26 left, and we're looking for
Air Canada 147, contact arrivals now 120.5.
in the middle of this area here. So probably if we can vacate at Delta 2, looks like the best. Oh, that's very short. Or Echo. Or we'd have to go to Lima 2. But we should try for Echo. To me, that looks like 50% of the runway. Oof.
Edmonton Center, hello. Air Canada 682, 43 miles east of Ilada at flight level 380.
So let's say that's 50%.
Air Canada 682, Edmonton, good evening.
So that's 5,400. We want to stop it in 5,400.
Squawk 0750 for Air Canada 682.
5,000. We're going to be our landing weight is going to be 143, but already it's going to, I'm going to say let's say 144.
Kind of 682, identified, current information in Calgary is Zulu, expect runway 17 left.
Let's give a mentor.
Information is Zulu is current, and we'll back to runway 17 left for Air Canada 682.
CYVR. Temperature. temperature is 41 degrees Fahrenheit. And wind is going to be 6 knots. Have we done everything? I think so. Conditions. No indication of rain, so we'll leave it as dry. So what did we say? For so 5,400 is how quickly we want to start.
Flare 831, contact Vancouver Center now, 133.7. See ya.
Okay, over to Vancouver Center, 133.7, flare 831, see ya.
Air Canada 144, call.
So let's just see if that's possible. You need max auto. Well, let's try it. Max auto. But if we did a flaps 40, we could do it auto brakes 3. So let's do that. Let's do auto brakes 3, flaps 40. We should be able to stop by. Should be able to vacate a hotel as long as we get a undelayed landing. Vancouver Center, flare 831 is with you at flight level 380.
Flare 831 is welcome.
We need to pump up this audio.
279, cross combat at 8,000. And speed 210 or less.
So just to recap, we're going to do auto brakes 3, flaps 40, so that we can vacate a hotel. And this is what
279, confirm you're clear to yard as building from the C4 approach.
This is what it looks like. We'll try it. See if we get to do it. Because then we will go hotel,
WestJet 279,
and then go in at Gulf, and then get to parking bay 15. Be very neat if we can do that. It's not going to be the end of the world. We could get off at Alpha 4 and backtrack on the runway, I guess.
Vancouver Center, WestJet 279, you read?
But that gets messy if
That is
there's
279.
other aircraft coming in.
Thanks for the readback. Report established.
Or you could roll on to Lima 2. Lots of options, but we're trying to make that hotel. Okay, let's see if there's any ATC right now in Vancouver. So, Vancouver is a tower. Somebody's on tower.
Vancouver Center, WestJet 279, you read?
WestJet 279, I do read. Break 201, do you read?
118.7.
Flare 831, Vancouver Center.
Flare 831 with you?
Yep, I just wanted to check if my mic was working. WestJet 279, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. Flare 831. So I don't think there's an approach. There's a Vancouver Center. No approach. And this Vancouver Tower, which is great. Okay, what do we expect? Well, he's going to guide us down. We just need to tell him when we're getting close to the top of descent. And NADP, we have fuel 8.6, and we find that figure. NADP 8.6. Yeah. I'd say we're going to have 1,000 pounds more than the estimated landing weight, so it should be 144. 144. And flaps 40.
Was it 279 you read? Was it 279?
Where is WestJet 230? Is there a WestJet 230? The 279. .7 set.
Good day, Vancouver Center, it's United 1841 level 3 center. United 1841, Vancouver Center. Nice, where's that? 201, runway 26 right, altimeter 3006. Oscar, now take it. Ready to descend. 105.
Runway 26 right, we're ready to descend 1,000 foot.
United 1841, welcome to Wing Session. We're identified, welcome. United 1841, thank you.
I'm just updating the stream thumb picture. And the missed approach is also going to be 3,000 feet. Although there is a climb in that holding at the end of the missed approach to was it 4,800 or so. Tell you exactly. There was a climb to 4,800. Yeah. Merritt is coming up in 97 miles. We were pretty punctual on the takeoff, and let's compare the planned landing time compared to what we're doing. So 0332. Yeah, that sounds about right. We're a little quicker, about 6 minutes earlier than planned.
2201, descend the ISL, expect the ILS 61807.
Descend 5,000, check ILS 1107, close to
2201, information Alpha Zone, up on atmosphere, altimeter 3004. At 279, turn left heading, question 18, we'll turn left heading 230.
Left heading 230 for WestJet 23.
That is 1841, contact Edmonton 135025.
Kelowna.
Or Edmonton 155 1941, thanks. Flyer 831, runway 26 right in Vancouver, altimeter 29, correction 3006. Oscar Knockrin, when ready to flight 10,000. Expect the island.
Any chance we can get the 26 left? It'll be easier for our parking.
Flyer A31, Roger, you can expect the runway 26 left with the island. 26 left, when ready to flight 2000.
Okay, we can expect ILS 26 left, and when ready, descend 12,000, flare 831. So in the, it's already dark out here on the East Coast, but still, just to make sure that I had light, I rolled back the clock in the sim by, I think it was 5 hours. So, in terms of illumination, we're 5 hours earlier in the day, but in terms of the weather, it's current. Okay, we've been 42 minutes in the air.
201, descend 8,000, turn left heading 170. Yes, 170.
Turn left heading 170, descend 8,000, 201.
Sorry, question 201, that is not for you. Was it 279? I don't know how to both call signs. Turn left now, heading 170, descend 8,000.
Left 170, descend 8,000 for WestJet 270.
You seem still a bit quite high there. I'm going to make it around. Turn left, correction right, heading 270.
Turn right, 270, 270.
Oh, I know what we need to do. We didn't put down our fixed rings. Okay, there's the 4 mile, there's the 10 mile, and there's the 20 mile.
There's a 279, cross combat at 8,000, not above 210 on the speed. Cleared on left, Zulu, runway 34 approach at that transition. Report on final.
How I use the 4, 10, and 20 from threshold is the 20 is like, that might be a time when you start thinking about slowing down and possibly needing a flap one. By 10 miles, you definitely should be configuring to slow down and getting ready for landing. I try by 4 miles to be fully configured.
High descent rate.
Sometimes, sometimes you'll get a request or command by ATC to maintain a certain speed until 4 miles final. So that's useful to have the 4 on there.
Turn right heading 010, 201.
So 20150?
290 knots.
2201. It's 250 or less under 10,000. Reduce the 210 or less.
210, 201.
Okay, top of descent.
201, continue this right turn heading 090, descend to 3,000.
090, descend 3,000, 201.
Alright, we're beginning our descent, and we we are 20 miles from Merritt. Descent checklist, pressurization, landing altitude has been set. Recall. Checked. Auto brake has been set to 3. Landing data VREF is flaps 40, 140, so we'll set 145.
So 201, right heading
approach briefing has been completed. Descent checklist complete.
Cleared ILS 07 approach.
100 cleared ILS approach 201.
Okay, so Vancouver, QNH is still 3006. Okay. Let's put it on leg stage. Passing to the right. So it's Princeton to the left. And Merritt to the right. Plenty of juice so I can brighten up the screen a bit. I'm going to try to stick with this nighttime mode because I think it's easier as a spectator to see this than the brighter screen. I'm going to try to get used to this nighttime mode. Okay, through the clouds I can see some mountains. It's much nicer when there's no clouds. So he gave me the upper limit of the altitude restriction that we need to be at Stave, waypoint Stave. And Stave, we also need to be at like 230 knots. Okay, Merritt, it's worth documenting the fuel there, doing the final calculation for our landing weight. Merritt. Merritt 7.5. 7.5.
So 201 wing.
Okay.
0,
I am going to assume
160 at 0,
1,000 pounds more.
Clear to land 07, slope 201.
Then I'll move, which is what we've set up for our landing.
279 with the 310 at 10 for the line 34.
Okay, folks, get everybody in their seats. Engine start switches to continuous. I can't tell if there's precipitation in there, but I don't see anything on the weather, so I'm going to assume we don't need our anti-ice. Folks, we're descending into Vancouver on Flair Flight 831, and unfortunately there's nothing but clouds to look at, but there's our profile coming in. We're passing through flight level 262 now, and heading for 12,000 feet at the moment, and we are about 85 miles away from Vancouver, and we should be landing soon. Ciao for now. Sorry folks, I'm going to need to do that again. I need a 30-second clip. Okay folks, we are descending into Vancouver on Flare Flight 831. And you can see our profile here. Even though there's clouds outside, you can see, okay, yeah, that's a pretty cool profile. We are descending through flight level 222 for 12,000. We have Vancouver Center guiding us down, and we'll have a tower on the ground. Ciao for now. Elapsed time in the air 55 minutes. Getting comfy for the arrival. Hard to be comfy when you got no visibility, but we should be fine. Let's look at the station weather again for Vancouver. Yeah, there's a few clouds at 8,000 and a few at 3,500.
In Vancouver Center, was just 572.
We should have visibility, and also we have a very low minimums of like 100.
50, 79. Feeling out here. This day, isn't it? Follow the approach. Look at it.
We're on the Canuck, or about to join the Canuck 5 arrival. 426 left. We need the tower is 118.7.
2201, welcome to Abbotsford, thanks to the terminal Charlie. Alpha, cross 01, acres units crashing today.
Charlie Alpha, cross 01, need to make the question. Good night, thank you.
Flare 831, descend 3000.
Descend 3000, Flare 831. It's giving us all the way down to our intercept. Let's do. Not so much that we don't go over speed anywhere.
Speaking, we're going to be landing in about 15 minutes. Appreciate it if you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts at this time.
See, when I press the data button, it shows me not only the estimated time to the waypoint, but also the restrictions in magenta. Although I don't know if you can discern those colors.
8,000. All of it.
78,000 is on this road, 17.
Stay, we need to be at 230 knots. You can see some mountains down there. Straight ahead as well. again, I can't emphasize how much this is a beautiful approach when you have visibility. You can already see some mountains over here on the left. And then, of course, they're all around us. It's actually a mountain with waterways in between. It's almost like fjords. Very cool. Standard, I mean local 3006. Straight in. Decel point coming up at VTEV to be at 230 by stave.
Well, at 279, one able left arc down that.
Is the decel point?
One able left arc and back for WestJet.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you store any electronic devices until you
was
are
at 279 and he's been for
The use
the
of such devices could interfere with the electronic landing equipment on board the aircraft. In final preparation for landing, please ensure
Yeah,
your
I'm still learning this
seatbelts are
plane.
securely
I got
fastened,
my
your
fingers
seatbelts are in the upright position, and your tray
all
table
good.
is stowed.
If you want to try
Any
RNAV
handles should be
Alpha,
underneath the seat in front of you, or
gonna
placed
change
in the
a
overhead
bit.
locker to complete their final compliance check and to collect any remaining cups or glasses.
also all station. I'll have to be disconnecting. I'm falling asleep really quick there. Be disconnecting in a few minutes there.
No worries at all, and thanks a lot for all the help. Appreciate it.
Yep, appreciate the service.
My pleasure. You know what, before I go flyer A31 via the Conduct 5, clear the ILS 26, the left approach.
Okay, 26 left approach via the Canuck 5 arrival, flare 831.
And through 279, left arc Abad, clear the RNAV Zulu.
Very nicely managed.
Approach,
And we are
transition.
getting down to 230 by stave. Excellent.
Clear direct ambit for the WestJet. So clear direct ambit for the RNAV 34 and the transition for WestJet. 279.
Speed brakes armed.
Alright, and all
Approach
signal
checklist.
station, Vancouver Center is now closing. No fares ATC available. Let's see. Oscar was last train in Vancouver, altimeter 3006, winds 250 at 6. Last in Kelowna, Bravo, altimeter 2999, winds 310 at 10. You all have a great night.
Oh, we lost the tower. Okay, we're on our own. No worries. Sometimes it's fun coming in by ourselves. Okay, let's speed brakes. Remember that first ring is 20 miles. So we've got plenty of time. Oh, he just doesn't want to go to 230, does he? I said it, 230. It's like I'm not slowing down at all. So it's 122 decimal 8 for our arrival. Vancouver traffic, flare 831 on the Canuck 5 arrival, expecting runway 26 left. We are about 25 miles out. Let's slow down to 220 knots. 200 knots. Anybody chasing us? Nope. And flaps 5 speed limit is also 250 knots.
Crew, take your seat for landing.
Lights on. Flaps 5. knots. Okay, approach mode. Warlock and glide slope are armed. Speed brake is armed. Flaps 5, waiting for the intercept. Okay, Warlock captured. Glide slope. Not yet. Vancouver traffic, flare 831 is about this 12 miles final, runway 26 left. Okay, glide slope captured. Get up. And we want to go to flaps 15, which is 200 knots. We can do flaps 15. 30 is 175 knots. Okay, we're 175 now. And lower, so flaps 30 we can do. Okay, flaps 30. Flaps 40 speed check is 116. Okay, flaps 40. And we I give you Vancouver with nobody there. We lost our tower, unfortunately. Okay. Happy lights, 2 whites, 2 reds. Winds are calm.
1,000.
Okay, autopilot disconnect.
Approaching 26 left.
Check.
400.
Check.
Flight slow. 300. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight 200. Approaching minimums.
Auto throttle disconnect.
Minimums.
Landing.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay, reverses. Manual braking. Trying to get to that hotel.
Approaching 3, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, it will take the captain a few moments to taxi to the gate, and we ask
We're
that you
vacating
remain
onto a
seated with your
runway.
seatbelt securely fastened until the seatbelt sign has been turned off and the aircraft
I
comes
don't
to
know if that's valid.
the gate. This will be the only indication that it is safe to get up and move about the cabin.
We will
We also ask that you keep the aisle clear of any hand
vacate
luggage.
here.
This is the termination of our flight,
Yeah,
so we ask
looks like
that you
it
check
is
the seatbelt
something.
pockets and overhead lockers for any articles you may have brought with you. Extra care should be taken when opening overhead lockers, as some items may have shifted during our flight. On behalf of the captain and his crew, we would like to thank you for flying with us and wish you all a pleasant stay. Thank you.
Okay, let's hold here for a second. Position to steady. APU starting up. Let the APU. Okay, let's pick our parking spot, which is 15. Okay, 15. So we'll go to. Actually, we'll go to Vancouver traffic. Flare 831 is on Delta, taxiing Delta Echo to Parking Bay 15, Vancouver traffic. All right, let's keep going. APU on the bus. Yeah, we didn't make that hotel. I'm disappointed. Okay, we're gonna turn left here, so we'll need to slow down. 10 knots for a turn. Such a contrast today's flight from, was it yesterday's? Vectors to Copenhagen. If you haven't seen it, you should watch that video. A lot of traffic. 3 circuits around a holding point. Charlie, Delta, Alpha. And lots of traffic on the left. But otherwise straight in. 015, so should be able to pick out my crew. Yeah, I can see him. He's waving his hands there. Okay, on the left. Okay, we've got the APU generating power on the bus. So we are 1-5. So there's 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, 1-4A, and 1-5. Okay. Now we can turn into 1-5. Lights off so we don't blind them. Okay, parked, and the APU is on, so we can switch off. So 3:31 is our parking time. Anti-collision. $3:31. There we are. Again, I don't like the way GSX opens the doors automatically. Yes, we really should have the jetway there first. Get the folks out of their seats. West ground power on. Ground power is on. APU bleed off. APU off. And we can deboard.
The boarding requested.
Okay, let's. APU is off, so we don't need the fuel pump anymore. Yaw damper off. Switches remain the same.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Okay. Let's get window heat and probe heat off. Electric switches off. Recirc off. Trim off. Packs off. Isolation valve open. Okay. And passengers are deboarding. Okay, let's do our set times. Takeoff was at 0212. Landing was at 0325. And elapsed time 011242. That should be comparable to the plan. Let's check that in a second. So fuel remaining was 6,494. Of course, that's parked at the bay. Okay, so we can go nav off. IRS switches off. Okay. Emergency exit. Get ready for the battery. Well, another successful flight. So I've turned the IRSs off. Well, not completely. Okay. Okay, now that's what the IRSs look like when you turn them off. I will show you, just for grins, what it looks like when you actually turn this off. So I'm gonna dim the lights. These are the control panels now. Normally that will go off when I do complete the shutdown, but I'm also dimming these lights up here. So what I'm switching off now is the ground power. So this is what happens when you switch off the ground power. Half the aircraft goes off, and then you see over here single FMC operation. So the battery has got enough juice to last about 30 minutes on its own, and it powers up just the one side of the aircraft, including the pedestal, which you don't see, but one half of the pedestal is also powered up. Let's put the TCAS to Taro. Okay, and now when you turn off the battery, so this is me turning off the battery switch now. So now we lose all of the display. Now that would normally really shut down the systems, but what I have now is screens that are not showing anything, but obviously my computer is still running. So I'm going to now shut down. My software is all done, and then the software to computer shut down. So meanwhile, the P3D machine is still running. So I have another computer for that, and I can also show you how I shut that down. So there's our flare aircraft, and I can just go ahead and exit from there. And that exits us from vPilot and Active Sky. Okay, and that's it. I got my computers from Jetline Systems. They know what they're talking about as far as computers for simulators. I'm going to review this recording a little bit before I close up, but I just want to thank you for joining me on this flight. And maybe at some point I'll show you the startup procedure just by itself. All right.